Итак, народ, я хочу хорошую концовку, поэтому побегаем еще сегодня.
Oh, greetings, kind. Sir? Madam? Right, so, would you perchance be interested in browsing my wares? Only the finest Avalon can offer, and I, the finest I cannot... Right. Me? And, anyway, where... it's not... I hope...
I threw myself into nothing without my key. No, no, no. Don't speak that name. Let it be cursed. Arthur? No, no, please. He cannot see me like this. My blade. My erendite. I cannot face my king without it. My sword belongs to him. I cannot kneel before him and offer him nothing. I died a traitor's death, trampled and torn apart. Fitting. So very fitting. I thought that would be enough. But I failed him in life. I couldn't. I can't. I clawed my... No. I know. I won't beg forgiveness for my betrayal. I don't even know what I feel. Please, as his closest confidant, take my blade. And I beg you, let me serve you and let me prove my devotion, my remorse, not with words. Let me earn his trust again.
It's an honor to have you among us again. Thank you for helping me find my way back to Unite. I regret not doing a better job. My name is Fiona. I am here on behalf of the Royal Geographers. I was sent to do, well, quite a lot of work, actually. And as useful as it would be, the wordness never blessed me with an extra set of hands. Say, traveler, how would you feel about joining the oldest, most prestigious guild? Good, because you've already started. You found what was lost and opened a new path. What better way to prove yourself as a true geographer in the making? most important mission is preservation.
Не, хоррор не хочу.
And the pillars it was built on. We were sworn to protect the tombs of the first knights.
Буду безумного Макса потом.
There were rumors that the tombs were sealed, and only King Arthur could open them. Turns out, the rumor was true after all. What is King Arthur without his faithful knights? Merely half a legend, if not less. They thrive by his side, and he thrives by theirs. And Avalon's foundations only grow stronger because of it. Sir Lancelot carries centuries of grief, and only serving his king once more can ease it. I appreciate your eagerness. The other tombs are scattered across Avalon, hidden and sealed. Let your soul guide you. I'm a Pict. I can sense the wordness and the spirits within it. I knew the soul you carry, however weak it may appear, is deeply connected to the wordness. And besides, only the one who wields the power of Excalibur within could open this tomb. Go.
Ну, может, немножко, да.
Prepare for battle.
Lancelot. Confident, steadfast, he was admired by the people and by his fellow knights. He was also much sought after. Left a trail of I always believed Lancelot to be honest to a fault. He never hesitated. I trusted him completely. And I thought his fate, but it wasn't. I don't know when, but know this. Even in betrayal, Lancelot... I forgave him long ago, but I understand why. The rebellion to be the cause of so much suffering. Perhaps fighting by our side will...
Да она ж, Дэн, не за это, она ж заряжается только у костра или за убийство до хера мобов. Так что не вариант. Так, блять. А куда мне, собственно? А музыка прикольная. Может, где-то есть копочка? Вот тебе и потайной ход, походу. Опа, чирик. Вот оно чё. Так, тогда... Тут нет. Как я разгадал секрет. Может, и можно было. Короче, мне, чтоб... Не понял юмора. Блядь, а может ты был и прав, может надо реально это побазарить было. А, подожди, да? Надо поглядеть. Физический урон увеличивается на 100%. Ни хера себе. Получаемое лечение уменьшается на 90%, пока вы находитесь в бою. То есть регенерации никакой не будет. Я за счет регенерации живу. Может, мне реально надо было побазарить с этим типом? Потерянный рыцарь. Сука. А, о. Если ты читаешь это, значит ты вернулся, Артур. Короче, все. Вот это оно и есть.
You don't look too pleased. Did the trickster play us for fools? Well, you've seen it for yourself. He was always praised for his cunning and his devotion, both to his fellow knights and to the realm. But he was also a clever man, always thinking ahead. I suppose one lifetime of battles is enough for some. If he wishes to be left in peace. I've been dreading that question. I won't lie. You've already met them all, I'm afraid. I'm the last. I'm the last remaining member of the guild, and have been for the past 100 years. Well, until now. You can see why I was so excited for you to join. was brought into the guild by Eleanor Dunn, a royal geographer who found the one dearest to her soul among my tribe. She lived among us for many years, but when her beloved became one with the wordness, Eleanor was allowed to prepare her body for the last rites, yet never truly as one of us. My people accepted their bond, but never her. So she left, and I followed her. I met a few more, but
Так, где-то здесь еще у нас гробница сэра Гавейна. Быть. Только, блин. Так, кажется, нашел. Она где-то здесь. У меня там по уровню 43. Короче, походу не докачаюсь я до той брони все равно. Больно уж туго идет. Но буду стараться.
Something's not right.
Здорово, блядь.
You'll fall to my sword.
Вон она. Прикольно, конечно, сделано, но это чисто, если ты тупо исследуешь мир и случайно натыкаешься на одну из гробниц,
Let your guard down.
то только тогда у тебя запускается линия с инфой про остальные гробницы. Потому что квеста ж так и нету у меня. Я без квеста вот это сейчас шныряю. Я просто знаю, что есть гробницы какие-то по Камелоту раскиданные, и все. Вот, а вот это вот уже квест появился. Только мне надо вернуться, побазарить с королем. Не знаю, что мне это даст, но мало ли. Блин, вот бы найти меч какой-нибудь топовый. А то с топором не прикольно. Он, конечно, устрашающе выглядит, но с мечом как-то более рыцарский вид. А что это за... Не рубится, не рубит. Ну да, Экскалибур бы был в тему вообще. А то я его нашел, но типа он у меня не это. Не появился. Он типа часть души и все. Ты кто?
Ah, a visitor. It has been a while since we've had one, hasn't it, my dear Gawain? Will I need to carry the bones of my only companion to his resting place today? Or could it be that this is the day when our souls are finally laid to rest? Challenge me, wanderer. End my lonely vigil. And after I fall, take up my axe. Give my dear Gawain one last duel. If you are the one the Lady Morgaine truly meant to punish, now, with... so be it.
О! Выдержал первый удар. Ай-яй-яй! Ай-яй! В смысле, блядь? А я не выдержал, да.
If...
У него урона до хера. А атаки у него эти. Господи. Первого того рыцаря, которого мы захуячили.
The knight who gave his life for the honor of his king. He didn't deserve to be forgotten. At least now, he has a purpose once more. Ah, Sir Bertilac. From Gawain's execution, there's no need to worry about him. His soul walks Avalon freely now. I'm sure he and Sir Gawain will cross paths again. This time without the shadow of a curse between them.
us waiting. Your tomb's gathered quite a lot of cobweb. Best tidy up a little. Ah, of course. Of all the forgotten knights who never came, when you finally join us, you'll tell us what it was like to hear his voice, to share so many battles by his side. I won't deny my envy, but in death, you'll be our equal. And then we'll speak as comrades. I've no need. But yes, you're right. Perhaps I've been resting in a tomb for lost. Oh, how I missed that. Here is my oath. I thank you.
Ага. Ого. Так, хер его знает, куда мне идти. Ну, пойдем сюда. Ага, это я по кругу обошел. Так, хотя, в принципе, это все походу. Еще одна гробница у нас, по идее, останется. А, блядь, точно.
Me.
Так, а что там нам на королевские регалии? 6 духовность, 5 практичность, а у меня... О, господи. 3 духовность, 1 практичность. То есть мне надо еще 3. 6 уровней. 7. Господи. Вряд ли, короче, мы его соберем. Как вариант, можно бегать ночью. Ну да, я бы даже сказал, слишком. Но было бы круто прийти в финал в броньке короля. Эх. Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй-яй. Такого я не ожидал. Вот, а вот эта херня типа символизирует часть души. Типа, если я открою... Ну, если бы я попытался открыть, и у меня не было короны, то я бы не смог его открыть. То есть это все равно подразумевает, что под конец игры будет. Это все про... Красиво. Красивый нож. Понятно. И не вставай. Ух, ебать, тут нежити. То, кстати, был сэр Галахад. Прости, чувак. Что мне все время поножи какие-то рекомендуют лучшие? Мне настолько херня. А, ну да, херня. Ну, прости, Галахад. Я манал твою броньку надел. Опять Галаха. Интересно. Ну, типа разделен на несколько этих ипостасей. Ну, за них очень дохера опыта дается, поэтому будем хуярить всех. Нет, туда мы потом вернемся. Прям так добрячего. Это я уже по кругу пойду.
After everything I did for you, you won't even let me rest in peace. I swore to protect him until the day I don't feel obligated to. It's not my fault the weirdness woke me. And I know exactly the one who kept coming back, growing stronger.
Let me speak to Galahad, my friend. We come to you in our hour of need.
It wasn't enough to tamper with immortality on your own. You had to drag us into it too, do you know? It was only after I died that I'm becoming a Four-Dweller, Arthur. Really?
I've always valued your counsel, Galahad. When we were losing the war, I had no choice but to try becoming as powerful as they were.
Nonsense.
Нихера себе,
There's always a
какие
choice.
нюансы
You have made the
открываются.
worst one. How could you fraternize with the enemy? Go against everything we fought for? You're right. I wasn't there. If I had been, I'd have beaten you to death with my bare fists. But
It was my choice.
keep telling yourself that. I know the truth. I always knew the old man was a manipulator. And you had too much on your shoulders to see what he was really doing.
I respect your
Что Артур стал предтечью, чтобы победить предтечь в Великой войне.
As do I. So, what now? You're taking my remains for not that you're giving me a choice. If you take me from this place, my essence will. I never really had a choice, did I? The war, your transformation. It would have happened.
Probably. Yes.
Do what you want. It's not like I have a choice.
Then
Just one thing. May the weirdness take you, traitor.
Вот ты ж скотина. Что мне кажется, если он по мне попадет, то будет а-та-та. Ну, если бы он по мне попал, скажем так. Так, а что нам дают галахадские приколяхи? Понятно. Нихуя интересного. А вот булаву мне дали. Вот это интересно. Булава Сарагалаха, да? Ёб твою, по урону она мощнее намного, но надо восприятие и стойкость. А это я не могу себе позволить. Каждая атака критический удар. Нихера себе, блядь, у него булава. Но у него все через ловкость. О, какой шлем. Да, конечно, нехило так. Ладно, на выход с вещами. Так, но и это еще не все для хорошей концовки. 5 гробниц мы собрали, но есть еще одно но. Надо будет найти убежище ткача. Я так понимаю, первое мы вот нашли, где мы призрака случайно захуярили. Но то ли оно или нет, будем искать, короче, по ходу дела.
Such proud men. They're always more driven, but more volatile. Things I...
Так, так, так. Так, это была последняя гробница. Теперь поговорим. И АОИ. Так, все, сохраняемся, перекур и дальше пойдем. Дальше, короче. Такс, я вернулся.
inside. Step forward After all, you know me well. Take off your mask now. It's your home. Welcome, little prince. Why the sullen look? Aren't you glad to see me? You finally made it here. It must have taken quite a long time. So, you don't remember me. I'm afraid it might have something to do with the form in which I see you now. This body and soul, they're much different from what I expected. But to answer your question, I am the Weaver. And though it may be hard for you to believe, a part of you knows me all too well. Because it is easier for me to address you this way than to accept that, for now, you are nothing more than a human. It is painful, but I must come to terms with it. It is a place where my prince the Pale Lady was relentless in her desire to fulfill her vision of an offspring, modeled after those she watched so eagerly. It displeases me that you don't remember. I'd envisioned your return and our meeting quite differently. But now it all makes sense. Now I understand why you need that shard. Nothing remarkable. I simply exist in this place. That you ended up here is a mere coincidence. None of my kind have visited me in a long time. Yet here, I used to weave new Avalonians, shaping them according to the intent and thought that accompanied their creation. Now the thread of potential is much weaker, though it seems this place stirs to life again as the weirdness returns. She was a powerful Avalonian, one of the oldest. She saw and desired far more than the rest of her kin, who were suffocating in their growing decadence. To live a life where one can do anything, it loses all meaning. When she discovered the homelands and learned of mortality in time, everything changed. We were no longer the same. It was as though the mere awareness of such things altered the way we lived. We could no longer exist as we once had. It planted a new emotion in us. Fear. You'll find traces of her here as well. The stone tablets bear her mark. I'm afraid I must admit that it seems she retreated into her depths again after your king, the true one, from which mortals are not like this. The shard of the prince's memory, it is shattered, much like the fragmented memory of the king that lingers within you. I'd gladly speak with him, but something. I don't know all the details. What I do know is that after our prince was murdered, the prince had been deeply fascinated by humans, and so after his death, that person was Arthur, the man who would one day become your... Arthur was a man, mortal like any other, but yes, his origins are far more complicated. This is a tale of two separate realities that, through everything that has happened, and everything that will happen, and we, as you likely already know, our meeting comes to an end. I regret how brief it is, but my role in your story...
Ага, я как раз свернул в одну пещеру чисто для галочки. Думал, может тут босс будет, а тут ни хера нет. А может и не зря свернул, кстати. Да-да. Так, где-то здесь должен быть подъем или наоборот расщелина какая-то. Я уже и ночью бегаю, никаких врагов встретить не могу, блядь. О, враги. Охранюсь. Взрыв. Подождите. Адский клинок. Название мне понравилось. А оно одноручно. О, походу нам сюда. А может и нет. О, еще враги. Сейчас завернем их, забьем и пойдем дальше. Да, конечно, опыта. Вот наплакал. О, Копатыч, может хоть ты дашь нормального опыта? А ну, далее, оп! Столько же, сколько и волки дает он опыта. Интересно. Здорово. Ты даешь до хера опыта, это я знаю. Ух, ёптую. Короче, оказывается, король Артур это, господи, предтечь, перерожденный человеком. Вот так вот. Блять, хер проход найдешь еще, глянь. Ну ты прикинь, блядь, найти не могу. Да не, по идее оно где-то... Может, конечно, мне аж оттуда надо пиздячить. Давай попробуем. Может, ты прав. О, может и реально этот мост даст пройти. А ну посмотрим. Перепрыгну я тут или не. О, перепрыгну. Тю, елки-палки. Спасибо, Дэн. Щенки, блядь. А прикинь, что было бы, если бы я еще в броне Артура был.
We meet again, Lost Prince. I was mistaken about our previous encounter. I erred in thinking I had unraveled what the Pale Lady had planned for the both of us. But I should have known better than to presume or anticipate the moves of someone as shrewd. I am tired, Prince. I am so terribly tired. I feel burned out. Never imagined that such a moment could... Oh, to accept that all things must finally... I do not dare to peer beyond my loss. I feel that what lies ahead is bound to a profoundly intimate and ineffably personal aspect of the Pale Lady. It is between you and... you meeting me. As I mentioned upon your first visit, I thought a fortunate weave of various events that, under a different alignment of stars and smaller choices, would never have come to pass. However, it turns out that I was to weave bridges between you and her despair. Bridges that would allow you to gather the memory shards. She used me. I see now that she seeks to restore the bonds that once were, before her world She hopes that by restoring her son's memory, she will finally bring him back. The Pale Lady wants to put you on a yet she does not realize how daunting and impossible this challenge, but those driven by despair rarely measure their action. The pain of a mother who has lost her child, it is difficult to comprehend, especially for us. For centuries, we never had to face loss, and then only by gazing upon you to live in a world in which everything has to die. Her desire was to bring her son back. I understand that, but can't really and anger? I'm not sure. I don't want the weirdness. I don't want to. Places like this one, or the one where we met before, were on their own. They're nothing more than aberration. To bridge your reality and ours, someone had to weave the passages. Not someone. In both instances, I believed all my efforts were aimed at weave, but the truth was far from that. Since we lost the war against your kind, we retreated to Tuathan, severing ourselves from the rest of Avalon. All the while, the weirdness has continued to change. It has grown wilder, more untamed. For centuries, places like this seemed lifeless, stripped of their potential. The Archspire was a bridge to the place where her son was born. In that cave, I wove the prints from the threads of the weirdness granted to me by the Pale Lady. They were resonating with great desire. It seems the place we stand in now was marked as the place where I had to create the next passage. Prince, leave me behind. Hopefully that will grant me freedom. Farewell.
There's no greater joy than watching how a son, born of desire, grows. There's no greater despair than watching how a son, born of one's own thought, perishes.
Походу, вот эта чувырла наша мать.
And now you stand here, hidden deep within, still torn, for you are not wholly him, my son, my prince of Tuathan. Yet there is a flicker of joy within me, for you carry the soul of another, whose life was chosen for my son. This means the fragments of memory I gathered and kept safe may be saved. The heart, bleeding and plagued, a fragment of me, of my despair, accidentally brought into existence upon the home. My tears seeped the spectre, the red, unintentionally. I could not have foreseen what such an entanglement of our realities would bring. I could not have known the depths of pain wrought by the loss of a beloved child when it started to spread. I couldn't find a way to stop it. I am so terribly sorry. Arthur believed that abandoning the homelands would stop the plague. The Red Church committed truly horrific acts, and yet, no matter what you humans do, and so you will drown in my tears. I want my son back. You walk your own path, yet you will be faced with choices. I hope that, among them, you will find a way to bring my son back. However, I cannot impose my will upon you. It took me a long time to understand that not everything should be demanded by... I believe so. And you are already working tirelessly toward this. Since my son's fate became entwined with that of Arthur, the King of Mortals, it is necessary to reconstruct the soul of the ruler whose essence you carry within your heart. You will also need the fragments of my son's memory. The ones are beyond that. The Weaver may possess something helpful. He is no longer bound by the places I created for him, where he could work in. I have a feeling he may have returned to his workshop. It is a tale about the Prince of... One aspect of the potential of the weirdness is that it can serve. For that, I needed a craftsman. Someone who could sense even every Four-Dweller could manipulate the weirdness to some degree. He could harness that potential for something far. My skills lay elsewhere. Among to see it different as I... Yeah, no. Are you sure? This may be our last meeting. So, it is done. I am glad you leave this place with another shard. Ah, one more thing. That perfect obedience. It was never my will. Farewell.
Нормально так прокачали. Так, и последняя получается перебора у нас в забытых, а конкретнее где-то здесь. Более такой низенький. А, вот. Так, я надеюсь, мне не надо сигать вниз. Может и надо. Ну вот, шо-шо, а музыкальное сопровождение у игры охуенно. Если я сиганусь. Куда вы? Я переживу это падение. О, да. Так.
The center cannot hold, little prince. The fall, it is already here. Step further and see for yourself.
Угу, мы как раз заканчиваем уже побочки. О, будет махач, походу.
And so you have arrived. I look at you and I feel what you human. Yes, it consumes me. I regret creating you. I regret that you lived and still. I regret that your death, Prince. Regret. If you had never come to be, or if the Pale Lady had not she looked at the humans and wished to be like them. She wanted to be everything that has happened over the last 6 centuries. It is all because of you. Your body, you took it all.
Так, понятно, давай махаться, братан. Алей, оп! А мы тебя там загасим. Оба! Оба-на! Оба-на! Мысли. О, шустрый гад. Еще раз. А, не. Вообще изи. Я думал, хоть чуть-чуть жопу мне порвет. Как бы это ни звучало. Все, а теперь по квесту. Правда, так я и не понял, нахера мне для хорошей концовки надо было все 5. Что это за баг? А, так вот, нахера мне надо было это... Все 5 гробниц рыцарских закрывать, если по факту вот тут это... Сюжет основной вот здесь, в гробницах. С ткачом, с предтечами и так далее. Ну да, щоб було. Теперь мне надо место, могу развести двор. О, прекрасно. Last Quest. Да, мне, блин. Туго, по-моему. Или нет? Или да? Или в забытых местах? Ладно. О, кстати. Только насколько длинный этот фильм. Интересно. Да, все правильно. Мы идем практически. Да, да. Так, сразу на ночь переключимся. Пуля мелочиться. Хранимся на всякий случай. Я уже даже, конечно, надежд не питаю прокачать до нужного уровня. Но крошить буду всех. Тут, правда, и крошить уже некого. Ай-яй-яй. Плетеный человек локация. Ай, ладно, все, пофиг. Не отвлекайся. Ну, получается, мне осталось 4 уровня практичности. Вряд ли, конечно. Вряд ли. Но, шо ж. Туды.
So, you finally made it. Took you long enough. I hope you're ready, because this is it. The beginning. This is the Charred Conclave, a graveyard for druids, burned alive as scapegoats for the Red Death. It's a reminder of what happens when people fear what they don't understand. Well, first, you're going to meet my former employer. We don't see eye to eye anymore, but we both realize that our collaboration yields results, as shown by you being here. He'll try to sugarcoat the hard truths I've been telling you from the beginning, spin them differently. Never mind. Why waste time here talking about it when you're just a... Just remember, once you've stepped through, but if you've come this far, I suppose you will go on.
Ага, это намек, что у нас это... Финальный акт начался, финальный левел.
At last we meet. I've heard much about you. Your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but he was impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truths buried in Avalon's shadows. Fewer still make it this far. I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned.
О, Типуля друид.
And now, here you are.
Единственный, походу, во всем мире оставшийся.
Oh, forgive my lack of manners.
Последний ученик Мерлина.
I've carried the weight of this land's secrets longer than I care to admit. But names mean little. Oh, precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. Ridiculous, I know. But yes, that's what it boils down to. At some point, we stop seeing... Ultimately, though. But... Yes. By the end of his life, Arthur became obsessed with his legacy. He left mementos, artifacts that Excalibur, a symbol of loyalty and sacrifice. The crown of Pend, but Merlin and the others didn't believe that would be enough. The memory of war and the fragility of peace, so they acted. When the king died, his soul wasn't allowed to move on. A clever solution, but ultimately flawed. You can't pick and choose with a soul, but that's exactly what Merlin did. He focused on 3 parts of Arthur. He left out 2 pieces. One, tainted by the Four Dwellers' magic, was deemed too dangerous. The other was his humanity. Merlin thought compassion and doubt were weaknesses, unfit for a king. Without them, Arthur became hollow. A king with power, but no heart. That way, Avalon's greatest fate. I tried, and I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept safe. But the Four Dwellers' aspects was left to drift. Finding it needed more than magic. It needed... The horrors you endured on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the king's soul. Bound it to yourself from... Asylum treated you as a subject. I see you as a savior. Your suffering gave us a chance. And I can see you're still doubting me. I want to bring back our king, whole and complete. I want him to lead because I've seen what happens without him. Weirdness preys on the weak, and the people are too divided to stand against it. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, chaos takes hold. Division festers. You've seen it during your journeys. If things continue this way, Avalon will tear itself apart long before weirdness finishes the job. then Avalon falls. And with it, everything we fought to protect. Help me bring the king back, whole and complete. Now you need to go. I made my case. This is the only...
Короче, понятно. Один просит воскресить Артура, другой просит не убить Артура. Охи, блядь. Уепутали. Весьма мрачноватое местечко.
I was there when it all began. When Arthur first set foot on Avalon, we believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. Every battle felt like a step closer to peace. But then came the cost. The war crimes. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, but it was the price of building something great. That's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king, and no man should have the power to demand. But do you understand why I want it so much? I'd like to believe that after 600 years, you need to understand that people thought and still think that he wasn't. He made mistakes, just like any man. I've seen what happens when people cling to kings and myths, but that's not my problem. I'm not here to fix Avalon. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn. Then let it. Let them stand, let them fall. It's not my concern.
О, понятно. Логика у этого типа тоже железная. Типа поебать, что будет с людьми, типа, если король умрет. Но я хочу его захерачить.
Arthur's the only myth that still holds weight. A puppet king, another empty throne. Maybe they'll keep pretending for a while. Call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall. Let them tear each other. I just want to watch it all come down. To see the last lie collapse. What comes after? That's for the... I've lived longer than any man should. Seen more than anyone should. Arthur, we rest up.
Да. Что-то я этого типа теперь недолюблю. Может его грохнуть? Топ. А где я? А. Пойдем. И ни одного моба, блять, как назло. Вот это квест, это я понимаю. Тупо беги себе, блядь. И читай, блядь, диалоги. О, здорово.
You've come. The one who carries what's left of me.
О, это человечность Артура.
Don't come any closer. Don't force me to think about come. Just let me finally die. Because I've had enough. Enough of being torn apart and stitched back together. Enough of being... Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices. I've seen towns burnt to the ground. Families destroyed.
because someone thought it would serve the greater good. I've been dragged through every dream, and most of all, Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man, but symbols aren't people. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, and people always seek something to follow. Take that away, and they'll tear each other. I want release. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Just don't let me die. Not as Arthur. Another way? There's always another way, isn't there? Another, but please.
Чувак заебался тупо воскресать.
Not anymore. I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is? To finally not care, to not feel the burden of, to not... Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken, doesn't that prove? Arthur doesn't do what you think is right. That's all I can tell you, and that you hold the choice. I don't care who you side with. I don't even want. Just let me go. Let me die.
Очередное живописное местечко. Так, блядь, вы заебали.
Help me bring the king. Now, I met this.
Помоги мне, помоги мне. Просто убей меня. Блядь, это же этот, Грааль. Охо.
You carried a dying king across the bones of a dying world. Now you stand before what started it all. I am the reason there must be an ending. I do not guide. I do not judge. I do not offer meaning. I require that one be made. You have brought all now. Decide what must remain. Choose.
Ну да. Это же артурская легенда.
You will be...
Так.
Who do you have?
Прикольно. А нету секретной концовки.
You would trade crowns for a world ruled by law, not lineage.
Ну ладно, отдадим душу
Then the
Брэндону.
idea shall develop, its shape intact, but the soul is not yet yours to give. First,
If this is what you want, then so be it.
Пиздец. Прости, чувак. С хера ли не триггернулась концовка?
No, I won't let this happen. Not again.
Ой, блядь. Ладно, на самом деле обосную, почему я Брэндону отдал. Я почитал, и альтернативные варианты самые лучшие, это вот Брэндону отдать. Он это проведет царствованию к адекватному. Хер ты попьешь бутылок. Так. Обидненько.
You think any other human could wield this power? I endured 600 years of pain, of suffering, of loneliness. I made the sacrifices, me! And now you think you can take it from me? The hubris. No. I reject your claim. I will reforge Avalon. Perfect this time.
Ах, теперь этому даем пиздюлей. Ого! Нихуя себе! Так, 2 минуты, схожу перекурю. Так, короче, хер его знает. Почитал. Ни хера непонятно. Может, его надо доюзать или хер его. Угу. А в пизду.
Then the idea shall be claimed. But first, you...
If the
You think any
Да. Теперь тебе дать. Привет, Тань. Значит, не дано собрать правильную концовку. Будем хуярить.
The strength of a king was now yours to command. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe nobody ever is. But you decided to try. It's a heavy thing, trying to do right where others have failed. Still, you stepped forward, carrying the soul and every choice that brought you here. You ruled not as Arthur reborn, but as yourself, flawed, resolute, untested. Avalon changed beneath your hand, and history will decide what that truly meant. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a peace it hadn't known in years. The roads stayed open, the fields were guarded, and the people finally felt safe. No longer bound to Camelot or the Knights of the Round Table, it became a land ruled by its own people on its own terms. The men here stayed in Kuenak, but Yvain failed to rally the minds and hearts needed for his Grail quest. With no clear leaders and rising tension, both Kuanant and Camelot grew fragile, drifting toward division, with no one left to hold the line. You awakened the giants, and with them at their side, the Dar-Rita conquered Camelot. As the capital fell, the customs of the tribes spread across Avalon. Not everyone welcomed them, but the change had already taken root. Firgas was named the new Galahad the Loyal. With One Eye and Brendan backed by the Dar-Rita of the Forlorn Swords, he saw that the South's alliance was strong enough to stand on its own. He urged Camelot to leave the South in peace and turned his attention to securing the rest of Avalon. The captain led the South to independence, breaking all ties with Camelot. Under his rule, the horns of the South flourished. Merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers returned to the roads, and prosperity once again reached the far corners of the land. One Eye ruled the South, with the horns of the South at his side. Over time, the Dar-Rita of the Fallen Swords rallied to his banner, forging a unified force. With the South secured, he stood in a strong position to launch future conquests across Avalon. Nianta left Kuanat with Yvain, and her fate remained unknown. Yet among the people she once served, tales of her devotion and courage endured, and her name was remembered with respect. Maggot chose to remain in Kuanat, and the people stayed with him. Over time, they grew to trust him and often sought his wisdom. In time, he took on an apprentice, planting the first seeds of a new druidic tradition. Evre left Kuanat alongside Yvain, despite concerns about his age. His fate remained unknown, but the people admired him for finding purpose at the end of his life, and spoke of him with lasting respect. With Helmi as the new matron, the Volca returned to their former glory with renewed ferocity, their berserkers filled with an aggression that stirred quiet fear among the other tribes. Among the united tribes of the Dar-Rita, the Volca were treated with equal parts awe and mistrust, seeming to teeter closer and closer to madness. Ingrid turned away from the eternal sleep, choosing life over dreams. In time, she began to rebuild the Thoid among the living, planting the first seeds of a new future for her scattered people. Under Darv Hammer's leadership, the Ulf grew stronger but more isolated. The tribe and the Stone Wardens became one, bound by a new symbol of strength, a steady hand against the chaos beyond their borders. With the Stagfather slain and the old bonds broken, Balaam led the Svine towards a new path. He opened the tribe to the other clans of the Dar-Rita and guided them to settle in the Mather mines. You chose to dismantle the children of Morrigan. There were no more crows to carry out her will, for now. Morrigan withdrew into silence, patient as ever, waiting for the day when new souls would rise to serve her again. After returning to Camelot, Killian lived quietly for a time. When he vanished, few asked questions. Unsettling rumors had always followed him, and most preferred not to remember.
Так. Игра на троечку. Прям на твердую троечку, но на троечку. Завтра Безумный Макс. Скорее всего. Если ничего не поменяется. Да, на 3 из 10. Вот я понял, что ее называют, относят к этому, к поджанру евроджанк. Типа, игра вроде неплохая, но говно. Да, будем безумить. Будем собирать тачку и так далее. Но саундтрек отдельный плюсик. За саундтрек, мать тебя, так 4 из 10. Но я надеюсь, я на такое больше не поведусь. Так, ладненько тогда. Спасибо за просмотр. Будем заканчивать. Всё, всем доброй ночи.